Hi guys, this is Tia, and I am the owner of Nail Dip Studio, an online nail boutique that specializes in dip powder. So if you're interested, head over to my website. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to repair a broken toenail. Now on my nail, I have just gel polish, but as you can see there, I broke more than 50% of my nail. I dare say maybe about 65% of the toenail, the extended free edge was broken off. And I'm going to show you how to repair that. Now I did my pedicure about a week ago. So I just want to repair the toenail, and plus I have somewhere else to go today, and so I have to hurry up and do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my nail file, and I'm going to be using the 100 side of that nail file just to break the gel polish and to file everything off. Now, if you have an e-file, you can go ahead and utilize that, but for the sake and the purpose of time, plus my e-file is charging, I hadn't charged it in a minute, so it actually died on me. I'm going to just use my handheld nail file. Now, what I have down right here is just a towel, terry cloth towel that I'm using, and I got this from the Dollar Tree. And I like to put this down because it will collect any fallout that you have. But in addition to that, I also have a air vacuum that sucks the dust out as well, so that it sort of minimizes any type of blow up in terms of dust. So I'm going to go ahead and file all the product off, and I will be right back. Okay, now that we have filed off all of our gel polish, let's just dust everything off. And I am going to now grab my nail form. Now remember, we're building out the extension, and so I'm using nail form. This is my preferred form. The link of the forms will be in the description bar on my description box, sorry. And it'll take you to my Amazon storefront. But what I like to do here with this form is I start to mold it to my toe. And again, it's a wider surface, so take your time. But you just want to make sure that you are finding the right placement and that you're getting those corners in there nicely. I am going to start the molding and shaping process, but that little part, that little center dot, that little center circle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that to reinforce and help narrow the gap between the nail form and my toenail, and it will literally create the best extension possible when using this method in my opinion. So I'm just going to place that little circle that we normally just leave on the tape. I'm going to put that underneath the form, and as I'm putting it underneath the form, I'm also pushing it to get closer to that free edge to narrow that gap. And then I'm going to pinch the bottom part, the two out points. I'm going to bring them in, and I'm going to pinch a little further up See how far up I'm going? I'm really pinching that because I don't want to create a huge gap. I want that form and my natural nail to be as tight as possible, as close as possible. And so that's what I like to do. Now let's clean up. I'm going to grab a lint-free wipe and some alcohol, and I'm going to wipe off my toe. Just want to clean up and remove any additional dust particles that I did not get when I used my dust brush. So I'm just going to use that little lint-free wipe to do that and make sure I clean that really, really, really good. Once I've done that, I'm actually going to now grab my primer, step number 1 in the liquid set, dip set. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to place that all over my toenail. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to grab a dish. You can use a paper towel if you don't have a small little dish. And I get these dishes from the Dollar Tree. You can use a paper towel. You can use even, I would say, like a little mat if you have it. But you want something that'll help catch any fallout that you will have from your dip powder. Now, because I am dealing with the feet, and I sometimes can get cramps if I hold my foot too long in a certain place at a certain angle. When I was in IKEA, downstairs in the kitchen section, they have these little, I think it's like a sugar pour. And I saw it and I thought, ooh, that's not too big. It's not too small. And I can use that to do my feet. And that way I'm not cramping up and, having all these little situations. So I put my clear powder in this and I use this container when I'm doing my feet at all times. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the base gel polish, also available on naildipstudio.com, and I'm going to place that directly on the form. And I'm now going to pour the clear powder over top. See how easy that was? Like I didn't have to over direct my foot. Plus I got this damn form on. It wasn't going to work. Go to IKEA, get that little pour, and do yourself a favor. Now cure your nail for 60 seconds. Once you have, dust any residual powder off and repeat this step. I'm going to do this at least 2 more times. Now that we've completed all of our layers, make sure that you cure each layer for at least 60 seconds. I don't remember if I said that, but I just wanted to make sure I did. I am now going to dust off any residual powder, and now we will start the process of removing the form. To remove the form, what I like to do is I like to pinch at the extension at the tail end of the nail form by where I created the extension, where it connects to the free edge first, just to help that separation on the back side. Because if I separate it on the front part of the nail, it makes it easier for me just to remove it from my skin, because the product is at the extension and that's where you want to be the most gentlest is there because you don't want to break the integrity of what you just extended out. So as you can see here, I'm testing the durability of the extension. I want to make sure that I don't need to cure it again. I could sometimes, or it may be a little bendy sometimes, depending on which gel you may use. But in this case, as you could see, I didn't have that issue. So I am going to use my handheld file, and I am going to use the 100 side. That's the coarser side. And you want to use a coarser side because we have a lot of bulk to remove. And simply the 180 or a 220 or 240 simply won't do that. It's too soft. It is a gentler, more finer grit. And in this case, because we're removing bulk, you want something that's a lot coarser to help aid in the removal process. As you can see, I'm really focusing on bringing that extension more flush to the nail that I just broke. And I'm going to be focusing on narrowing that down as well, because you can see it kind of flares out and I want to remove that bulk as well. So I'm going to play around with shaping, and I'm using my file. I'm filing my nails straight up and down. I can see down. It may be a hard angle for you guys to sort of see, but what I'm doing is I'm looking at my foot and I'm moving it up and down as I remove the nail file, just so I can see what that looks like at different angles. And you want to do that because you're trying not to overfile, but to bring something that broke back in line where the remaining piece is. Now what I'm focusing on is narrowing that out and looking at the opposite side of my toenail to make sure that I'm getting that proper shape. Again, still have a lot of bulk there, so I need to remove that, and I haven't switched sides. I'm still using the 100 side. And the reason that I didn't extend or pull the dip powder all the way back to the cuticle point is because I don't need it. Like, my nail broke. I don't have very thin toenails. They're actually quite thick. And so I'm just more so doing this for the extension piece. So there was no need for me to take the product all the way back to make the toenail even, I would say, thicker, if you will, because I don't have thin nails there in that area. What I am doing is I am going to file the top side of the nail plate, that product flush, without filing into the nail plate. So I'm going to concentrate, and now we will use the 180 side because I want to control at this point how much product I'm taking off. At this point, I need to control that. On the 100 side, I'm trying to get that product off, right? So I know that 3 strokes is the equivalent of like maybe 10 strokes on the 180 side. So I want to take as less strokes as possible to get this product off so that I can focus on the shaping piece, because I need to make this look natural as possible. Now flipping the file over to the 180 side, we're now using that to blend and to melt. Ew, did I just come out? We're going to melt this dip powder in. Yes, we're melting that in to the nail so that it actually has some symmetry. And I'm using my hand right there. I'm rubbing over top of that to see if there are any lumps. If there are lumps there, this is my time to get that out. Yes, you can camouflage it with gel, but you would have to put a significant amount of gel on to camouflage it if you have a lot of lumps in. And I find that just by quickly checking your work after, a couple of strokes or so will help to sort of, aid in that nail looking more natural. That extension is cute. She's extending. Yeah. Mhm. She does not look like she was not invited. She definitely RSVP'd. Uh-huh. And she's supposed to be here. She is supposed to be here. Yes, her name is on the list. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my buffer and I'm going to go ahead and buff that out. I'm going to buff and buff and buff. Again, we want a smooth transition from extension to natural nail. We don't want to see the separation. Use the buffer and feel the nail. Feel until you get your desired smoothness. Then, once you've done that, I want you to grab some alcohol and another lint-free wipe, and I want you to wipe off your toenail. I want you to remove any dust that may be there. I want you to get that off, okay? Once you've done that, we're going to go and grab our gel polish color for the day. And I'm going to be using the shade Cottoncandy. Cottoncandy is one of the newest gel polishes to the line for Nail Dip Studio, and it is on the site. So I'm going to grab Cottoncandy, and we're going to put Cottoncandy on. I'm going to put on my base layer first of gel polish. I'm going to then put on 2 coats of Cottoncandy, and then I'm going to put on the gel glaze, which is the top coat, and that will seal the deal. Okay. That was quick, and she is very much so cute. Very much so cute. Repaired. We are saving toenails. It's the toenail is giving. We're saving toenails. I refuse to cut my toenail down to a nub. I am going to die with the lie. The lie that I have the other half of my toenail intact. We know it's not there, but they don't. Yeah. So now I'm going to grab my gel glaze, and I am going to apply 2 layers of that. I'm going to sweep that free edge, and I am going to cure each layer for 60 seconds. Now that that's done, I am now going to grab my e-file. I'm going to remove the towel first, and I'm going to now grab my e-file, and I'm going to just file around the sides and clean up some of that protein, that cuticle that's there, so that I can then apply my cuticle oil and head out to my event in my flats. I thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and as always, thanks for the support. Like any of the products that you see in today's video, they're on my website at naildipstudio.com. And until we meet again, keep dipping. Bye, guys.